At ang ating pong regular na pagpupulong ay atin na pong formal na sisimulan.
Ganda umaga po sa ating lahat. Ang ating pong regular na pulong ay sisimulan ng panalangin ng kagalangang konsehal, Attorney Rachel Catriel Ann Arsiaga.
Good morning po. Let's remember that we are in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty and ever-living God, we thank you for the gift of life, for renewed strength, and for the continued trust placed upon us to serve our city, the city of Muntinlupa. As we begin another year of public service, we ask for your guidance. Grant us wisdom to uphold the truth, integrity, and accountability in all that we do. Bless our city, my fellow public servants, and our families. All this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, of the Holy Spirit.
Para po sa ating pong manatiling nakatayo para po sa National Anthem at ang Marcha ng Muntinlupa. Sabay-sabay po nating banggitiin ang ating Councilor's Creed.
The Councilor's Creed. I am a Philippine councilor, mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official acts. And as I thread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart that I shall be true to my constituents and the Filipino people.
Okay. Dadak po tayo sa roll call. Kagalang-galang Attorney Alexon Diaz, kagalang-galang Attorney Raul Coro, kagalang-galang Attorney Rachel Catriel Anarsiaga, kagalang-galang Pati Cati Bongcayaw, kagalang-galang Jedediah Presnedi, kagalang-galang Walter Arcilia, kagalang-galang Tiñefes, kagalang-galang Amanda Jane Camilon, kagalang-galang Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito, kagalang-galang Engineer Mamerto Sevilla Jr., kagalang-galang Kay Ann Rongavilla, kagalang-galang Francis Ian Bagatsing, kagalang-galang Engineer Arlene Hilapo, kagalang-galang Konsihal Marisha Limar Baez Reyes, kagalang-galang Rodolfo W. Moldes Jr., kagalang-galang Cornelio Martinez, kagalang-galang Allen Ampaya, kagalang-galang Engineer Jonas Angelo Abadilla. Mayroon pong sapat na bilang.
Dahil tayo po ay may sapat na bilang, tayo po ay magpapatuloy.
Titibayin po natin ang ika-26 na katitikan ng ating regular na pulong.
Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Councilor Raul Coro, you are recognized.
Magandang umaga po, kagalang-galang na presiding officer, Vice Mayor Fanny Teves Wong, at magandang umaga din po sa ating mga kasamang konsehal sa ating ika-27 regular na sesyon. Madam Presiding Officer, kung wala na hong pagbabago sa katitikan ng ating nakaraang pulong, hinihiling ko po na ito ay atin ang pagtibayin.
Motion to approve the minutes of our previous regular sessions, and seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Ann Landrito. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Para po sa ating unang basa, on the proposed sanggunian ordinance, kautosang panlunsod na nagbababa ng butaw para sa pagkuha ng prangkisa para sa lahat ng tricycle na may motor at walang motor na bumibiyahe sa nasasakupan ng lungsod ng Muntinlupa at ang pag-aamyenda ng Ordinance 2024-232.
Madam Presiding Officer, this matter is referred to the Committee on Transportation.
Kalawa po ay ang proposed resolution ng ating council. Ito po ay review of Barangay Ordinance Number 4, Series of 2025, an ordinance providing social pension to senior citizens of Barangay Poblacion, Muntinlupa City.
Madam Presiding Officer, the matter is referred to the Committee on Appropriations and the Committee on Veterans, Retirees, and Elderly, with the Committee on Appropriations as the lead committee.
Para po sa ating application for accreditation, ito po ay ang Yakap at Halik Consumers Cooperative of Metro Manila na mayroon pong address sa 159 Chua Compound, Summitville Subdivision, Putatan, Muntinlupa City. Pangalawa po ay Pasco Producers Cooperative at 123 Viñalon Street, Kupang, Muntinlupa City. Gayon din po ang Alabang Phase Silang Carmona Transport Cooperative na may pong address sa Zone 10, Lot 7, Bulihan, Silang, Cavite. Dream Homeville Homeowners Association, Sitio Salvacion, Tunasan, Muntinlupa City. At ang huli po ay Kiwanis Club of Muntinlupa, Rizal, with address at 65 National Road, Cornelia Road, Putatan, Muntinlupa City.
Madam Presiding Officer, the matter on the
Thank you.
three cooperatives shall be referred to the Committee on Livelihood and Cooperatives, while the matter on the Dream Homeville Homeowners Association, as well as the Kiwanis Club of Muntinlupa, Rizal, shall be referred to the Committee on Urban Poor and the Committee on Rules, Ethics, and Privileges, respectively.
Pangatlo po ay ang annual 2026 annual budget of Barangay Buli in the amount of 38,703,469 pesos.
Madam Presiding Officer, the matter is referred to the Committee on Appropriations.
Kaapat po ay ang Executive Endorsed Proposed Resolution, Memorandum of Agreement between Asian Hospital and Medical Center and the City Government of Muntinlupa on the inclusion of residents and/or interns from other departments to community medicine and public health.
Madam Presiding Officer, the matter is referred to the Committee on Health and Sanitation.
Para po sa ating unang ulat, ito po ay ulat ng Trade and Industry chaired by the Honorable Councilor Marisha Limar Baez Reyes, who conducted their public hearing last November 19, 2025 on the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Muntinlupa and the Board of Investments on the promotion and facilitation of investments and investor servicing.
Thank you. Before I recognize our chairperson on Committee on Trade and Industry, I would like to recognize po the guest officers of Diwata ng Muntinlupa who is here today in our regular session. At sana po ay masuportahan natin ang Muntinlupa City's first and biggest LGBT organization na sila pa ay magsa-celebrate ng kanilang 49th year anniversary on February 12, 2026. Yan po ang Diwata ng Muntinlupa. Welcome po, good morning. So, Councilor Shalimar Baez Reyes, you are recognized.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Madam Chair. May I read to you my committee report?
You may proceed.
Honorable Stephanie G. Teves Wong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panlunsod, through Honorable Councilor Attorney Raul R. Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Dear Vice Mayor, respectfully submitting to you the report of the Committee on Trade and Industry on the result of the public hearing held on November 19 regarding the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Muntinlupa through the Local Economic and Investment Promotions Office, LEPO, represented by Rosano Rufino B. Biazon, our City Mayor, and the Board of Investments, BOI, represented by Seferino S. Rodolfo, Undersecretary and Managing Head on the Promotions and Facilitation of Investment and Investor Servicing. Madam Chair, I move to dispense the reading of the attendees and documents submitted.
Motion to dispense the reading of attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Dado Moldes. Hearing no objection, the said motion is approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Discussion. Number 1, the public hearing was held last November 19 of 2025 regarding the Memorandum of Agreement between the City of Muntinlupa through the Local Economic and Investment Promotions Office and the Board of Investment on the promotion and facilitation of investments and investor servicing. Number 2, the BOI, a government agency attached to the Department of Trade and Industry, is the lead investment promotion agency in the country. One of its core functions is to match the needs and requirements of foreign and local investors with competitive and capable LGUs in terms of available infrastructure, investment-friendly policies, and incentives. Number 3, pursuant to this, Mr. June De Vera, the representative of DTI's Board of Investments and the Division Chief of the Green Lane Services of the Board of Investments, stated that during the public hearing, the Muntinlupa is a prime investment destination. To quote, Muntinlupa is one of the highly urbanized cities in the country. The infrastructure is there, the policies are there, and of course, in our experience in the national level, investors are somehow always looking in the southern part of the Philippines, specifically the Calabarzon area, which includes also Muntinlupa, to do business. Number 4, the purpose of the MOA is to partner up with BOI to strengthen Muntinlupa's business sector by making our city ready to host more business investments. The advantages would be, A, the BOI will help promote our city's investors, especially those that contribute to our city's priority areas listed in our Local Investment and Incentives Code of Muntinlupa. B, our city will receive capacity building trainings and seminars relevant to existing and new businesses. C, we will have access to the BOI's platform on joint ventures with specific companies registered with them and help us to enter into potential public-private partnerships, PPP projects. Number 5, the MOA shall be binding upon the parties and agreed as follows. A, the city shall furnish the DTI BOI with a copy of new and updated ordinances, guidelines, rules, and regulations governing the procedures and requirements related to doing business within the city. B, the city will provide DTI BOI with updated and relevant information such as cost of doing business, comprehensive land use programs, investment opportunities, government support, local incentives, priority industries for development and promotion, availability of ready for occupancy land and buildings, manpower, and other information that may be needed by investors. C, in addition, the city undertakes to establish a green lane for strategic investments with a designated accounts officer to facilitate, expedite, and streamline the processes and requirements. The BOI will be allowed to follow up applicants for business permits and licenses of enterprises, exempt BOI registered companies from payment of business tax if qualified, expedite the conduct of BOI registered projects or activities, and other pre-investment concerns to comply with the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018. D, the DTI BOI in turn shall discharge the following duties and responsibilities. 1, conduct investment seminars or missions including business matching activities. 2, provide technical through consultations and workshops to help the city craft, amend, or update the city's local investment codes to conform to all national standards and be able to pinpoint the focus or specific needs of the city. 3, to promote the ease of doing business to investors by providing them with the LGU's new ordinances, guidelines, rules, and regulations governing the procedures and requirements in doing business in the LGU. This includes allowing BOI to assist and follow up applications and other concerns with the LGU. And number 6, the agreement shall take effect upon signing of all parties unless amended, revoked, or terminated, and shall remain effective even with the change of administration unless amended, revoked, or terminated by the new or present administration. And lastly, upon review, the legal office has no objection to the MOA, provided that the exemptions of the BOI registered enterprises from payment of business tax shall not be automatic but subject to submission of complete documentation warranting the exemption. Recommendation: the committee hereby recommends to adopt a resolution regarding the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Muntinlupa through the Local Economic and Investment Promotions Office, LEPO, represented by Rosano Rufino B. Biazon, our City Mayor, and the Board of Investments BOI, represented by Seferino S. Rodolfo, Undersecretary and Managing Head on the Promotions and Facilitation of Investments and Investor Servicing. Respectfully submitted by yours truly as the Chairman on the Committee of Trade and Industry, with Councilor Francis Ayan T. Bagatsing as our Vice Chairman, and with members Councilor Attorney Raul R. Coro, Councilor Allen F. Ampaya, Councilor Jedediah R. Presnedi, Councilor Valentino Ting Niefes, and Councilor Cornelio M. Martinez. Madam Chair, I move to suspend the internal rules so that the matter can be discussed in the second reading.
Motion to suspend the internal rules, seconded by Councilor Jonas Abadilla. Hearing no objections, internal rules are suspended.
So for added information, yung Board of Investments kasi, they are mandated by the President of the Philippines to strengthen the efforts of the country yung sa mga investments natin. Pero ang sabi kasi nung yung nag-attend si Mr. June De Vera, na no matter how much they promote during the sa national level, pag ang isang LGU ay hindi ready to host investments, sa experience daw nila, hindi daw dumarating yung mga investors. So ang strategy ng BOI is to enter into MOAs with many LGUs that are ready to host yung mga investments. So currently, meron namang Omnibus Investment Code of 1986 na allowed sila to enter agreement with different government agencies, kasama na yung LGUs. So currently, ang BOI, meron silang 40 na mga LGUs na nakamowa na sila, including QC, Makati, mga provinces of Calabarzon, and actually, meron din tayo with them because meron tayong memorandum with them for 2019. Kaso lang, they're up for renewal. So basically, this is more of a renewal. But to strengthen, a little more updated. Yung BOI, ang gusto lang naman nila is makakuha sila ng information about the city. Kunyari, yung mga, for example, yung mga cost of doing business sa city, yung available manpower natin, yung mga ready for occupancy na land and buildings, yung mga business incentives natin. Kasi yun ang parang ibibigay nila sa mga investors who are, if they want to promote our city, yun ang ipapakita nila na mga meron nating policies in place. Dito nila natutulungan tayo mag-match ng mga businesses dahil meron silang mga companies na registered naman with BOI. Most of the big companies are registered with BOI. So, pwede nilang i-match yung mga companies na yan dito sa ating city kung meron silang need. And aside from that, yung BOI, tutulungan niya yung ating LAPO to craft or to revise or yung amend yung mga policies natin. For example, meron tayong gustong incentive na gawin, pwede nilang tulungan yung LAPO kung paano nila gagawin. For example, yung incentivizing existing businesses, if you put up solar projects in the facilities, ganon. Tutulungan nila yung LAPO natin to draft the policies. And of course, dahil meron silang mga connections with the big companies, pwede rin silang tumulong sa pag-craft ng mga PPP, yung mga public-private partnerships, kasi meron silang platform for mga joint ventures ng specific companies. So they can match us with yung mga LGU PPP partnerships. And so if there are, ano na ba ako? So Madam Chair, I move to open the period of discussion.
Motion to open the period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Mameto Sevilla Jr. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now open. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw? Engineer Councilor Mameto Sevilla, you are recognized.
Yes, Madam Chair, no? Napakaganda po nitong ating pinag-uusapan, no? Kasi this will create opportunities for the cities to improve the climate na pumasok yung ating mga investors sa Muntinlupa, no? Natatandaan po ng mga ibang kasamahan natin during the past, no? Yung ganitong scheme, isa sa ginagawa po ng ating lungsod, yung nag-o-offer tayo ng mga facilities or areas na i-declare as PESA zone.
Yes.
So, almost the same kasi sa World Investment naman, registered enterprises, same naman yung nakukuha nilang mga benefits pag sila ay pumapasok sa PESA. Merong mga time frame na sinusunod. Pero mamaya ako na i-liberate, no? I-elaborate yan. Gusto ko lang linawin sa ating sponsor, no? Yung number 7 po na kasama sa committee report, no? Ang nakalagay, upon review, the legal office has no objection to the MOA, provided the exemption of BOI registered enterprises from payment of business tax shall be automatic but subject to submission of complete documentation warranting the exemption. So, baki-elaborate po, Madam Chair, ng ating sponsor, ano ibig sabihin, no, doon sa paragraph number 7 na yan?
Okay. Kasi meron daw parang, aside from yung mga local incentives natin dito, meron tayong mga national incentives na binibigay ng BOI. So, pag registered kasi kayo sa BOI, meron kayong mga additional incentives. Like, actually, hindi nga daw madami nakakaalam. Like, for example, asan na nga ba yun? Asan na nga ba yun? So, okay, sige. Like, for example, if pumasok ang isang business sa atin pagtapos bago siyang business. For example, nag-iisip ako ng bago. Kunyari yung
ang tawag po doon, Madam
Pioneer.
Chair, pioneering
Oo.
investment.
Yung pioneer investments na yon, parang they are exempted from paying tax for
Yeah.
4 to 7 years.
5 years.
For 5,
Yeah,
4,
5 years.
oo. So, pero yung pioneer na yun, nung kinaklaro ko, yun yung talagang literally bago. Like, for example, yung wala pa dito sa
Solar,
Pilipinas, yung mga renewable solar energy, ganon. So hindi siya porket nag-register ka sa BOI, automatic ka na exempt ng
Yeah,
tax,
yeah.
no? Kailangan pumasok ka dun sa yung mga in-between, mga nila, qualifications.
One reason bakit po ako tumayo, Madam Chair, no? Kasi this practice is ongoing sa ating city way before pa.
Yes.
Ang dami na po. Yung halos yung buo nung North Cyber Zone na yan, pasok sa PESA Economic Zone yan eh. No? Bakit ako interested dito? Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, ang gandang opportunity nito doon sa mga investor. Alam naman natin na mag-iiwanan tayo ng ibang city doon sa ino-offer nila. Pasay and Parañaque, they have this reclamation area. Yung Makati and Taguig, pinag-aagawan nila yung Bonifacio, di ba? So tayo, by this scheme na ginagawa ng ating Bureau of Investment, pwede nating i-capitalize ito na mag-inganyo yung mga ibang negosyo. Aside from those ino-offer ng national by way of incentives doon sa papasok dito, yung local siguro mag-isip pa ng additional perks or incentives para masigit bang pag-aralan ng mga iba't ibang investor. Ang isa ko lang no na ano rito, gustong i-ano natin, kasi po, nabanggit kanina, yung incentive sa pagbabayad ng business permit, 5 taon lang. How about yung nag-graduate na? Do we have an inventory ng mga companies na pasok sa PESA or nag-ano nitong Board of Investment Incentives, nag-graduate na? Are they now paying the city under, or we have another scheme for them to retain their investment sa ating city? So yun lang po, no? Being the chair of the Trade and Industry, siguro magandang pag-aralan. Ito yung isa sa tinitingnan natin na pwedeng i-capitalize ng city, no? Actually, doon sa time ko po na ako yung chairman ng Land Use and Zoning, natatandaan ko, sobrang dami nating hindi lang lupa na i-declare natin na economic zone. Even a building, i-declare natin para magamit noong prospective na investor yung mga incentives. No? So with that, pwede nating tingnan through the chair of the Trade and Industry, ano ba nangyari doon sa pumasok dati? Nakinabang talaga sila or pwede nating i-extend pa yung kanilang exposure doon sa mga tax incentives na ano nila, at least win-win tayo. Panalo sila, panalo ang city dahil dito sila nagne-negosyo. So on that point, Madam Chair, nais ko lang na ang ating chairman ng Trade and siguro pag-aralan uli nila noong ating LEPO, kasi yung LEPO naman yung tanggapan na nag-aaral, ano ang pwede pang investment na dalhin sa Muntinlupa.
Yes.
Maraming salamat. Yun lang.
And yung sa BOI kasi, meron sila yung parang 12, di ba mag-establish kasi nung Green Lanes strategic. Yung Green Lane kasi na yun yung parang meron silang department na directly naka-link sa BOI. Tapos tinutulungan nila lahat ng investors na papasok ng Muntinlupa from yung pagpasok sa atin all the way hanggang matapos yung project. So tinutulungan nila yung ease of yung pagkuha ng mga licenses, yung mga procedures, nagsi-streamline sila. And pero yung Green Lane kasi na yon, meron yun parang 12 industries lang na kumbaga hindi siya all industry. So ang mga industries niya, yung mga renewable energy, food security and agribusiness, digital infrastructure, strategic manufacturing, water supply and wastewater treatment, health, pharmaceutical, education, transportation and logistics, power generation, transmission and distribution, housing and urban development, climate change mitigation, and public-private partnerships. So yung lahat ng mga papasok na ganyan na investments, papasok siya dun sa green lane para mas mabilis ma-facilitate. So one of the things na kailangan gagawin ng Muntinlupa para mas mabilis yung coordination ng BOI sa city.
Thank you po. Kinikilala po una si Attorney Reggie, then next po sa ang ating po Majority Floor Leader. Tayo pa ay nasa period of discussion.
Magandang umaga, Madam Presiding Officer. Gusto ko lang idagdag doon sa sinabi ni Consejal Metong and to clarify din kanina yung nabanggit o na-mention yung mga tax breaks or kung ma-compel pa natin itong mga businesses na to to magbayad ng kung anumang form of tax, no? Kasi under the law, itong mga BOI registered businesses or yung mga PESA, yung nabanggit kanina, generally, exempt talaga sila from paying the business tax. Kasi in lieu of that, they are required to pay yung JIT, yung ano yun, JIT is gross income tax, basta JIT. It's 5% and the 3% goes to the national and 2% goes to the LGU. Pero ang nagiging practice natin dito sa city, instead of automatic na exemption, like kunyari, PESA sila, ina-assess pa rin natin yan subject to submission ng mga documents kung nakakapag-comply sila doon sa PESA or sa other PESA law or sa BOI kung BOI registered sila. So, as to business tax, hindi talaga natin makaka-capture na yun from them because in lieu nga of the business tax, exempt RPT. So, I think yun yung ibig sabihin ng section, nung section 7. Oo, hindi talaga natin siya ino-automatic. Tama yun, ate. Hindi natin siya ino-automatic. Pero nagsasubmit sila ng mga documents para ma-exempt sila. But generally, exempted sila. Ayun lang.
So pag magkakaroon sila ng mga ganyan, madami din silang pwedeng i-adopt na mga policies from other LGUs.
Yes, ate.
Kaya mas maganda na
Yes,
makapag-partnership tayo sa BOI. Kasi yung BOI, pwede nilang, dahil meron nga silang partnership with 40 LGUs na, pwede nilang i-bring yung, kung ano yung meron yung ibang LGUs na mapag-aralan natin. And baka pwede natin i-adopt yung mga policies. na
This is a
ganun.
very good step for the city government. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Marami pong salamat, Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. You are recognized po, Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Raul Coro.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This proposed MOA is actually a welcome development because it will give our city, Muntinlupa, the more opportunities when it comes to possible investors coming in our city. In other words, the Board of Investment, an attached agency of the Department of Trade and Industry, can actually recommend investors would like to invest in the Philippines, whether local or foreign, to go to Muntinlupa.
Yeah.
That is the essence, no? In other words, among the many LGUs in the country, BOI with this MOA can recommend to the potential investor that, hey, you go to Muntinlupa because they have these policies,
Yes.
they have this infrastructure available. Now, on number 7, I would just like to clarify on the opinion issued by the legal office, Madam Presiding Officer, because it says that while there is an exemption to be issued by the Board of Investment for registered enterprises on the payment of business taxes, the legal office says it should not be automatic. So my question is this: does this operate as an amendment to the original MOA?
I'm not sure, but I think we have meron tayong national incentive, no? Yun ba yung income tax holiday? Which is yung parang for 4 to 7 years. And then meron tayong pag nag-expire na yung income tax holiday, you are granted a special corporate income tax of 5% on your gross income for 5 to 10 years, or an enhanced deduction to lower the income tax.
I
So,
guess my question, Madam Presiding Officer, is it should refer to a specific provision in the MOA. If there is a provision there which says BOI registered enterprises shall be exempted from payment of business taxes, that should be there. Because the legal office is now saying it's not going to be automatic. It should be subject to submission of complete documentation
May copy ka na mo.
warranting the exemption. So what I'm asking is, in the MOA itself, is there a provision which states that you are a registered BOI enterprise and therefore you're exempted, period. Now, the legal office is now saying, teka muna, hindi po automatic yan. So is that an amendment proposed by the legal office to the MOA?
Do we have copy of the MOA?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer, because this is an important provision, I guess, because it has some very critical implication on the MOA itself, because is that going to be accepted by the BOI? Because if the MOA is a pro forma or a template that is being issued by BOI in all other LGUs, are we the only LGU that is going to provide a provision that it is not automatic?
Actually, it's a national law naman na it's not automatic talaga. I think for any LGU, you're really dapat mag-submit talaga kayo ng mga dokumento para ma-exempt kayo kung talagang exempted yung sa requirements nyo, sa PEZA nyo. But sabi nga nung taga-BOI, kung gusto daw natin magkaroon ng parang specific requirements sa ating mga policies, pwede naman din daw. And then, yun lang, the BOI will help us craft or amend that that policy or program na
My
gusto
only
natin.
concern, Madam Presiding Officer, is this. I am a potential investor, whether foreign or local, and if I read in this MOA that, ay, teka muna, stricto pa lang Muntinlupa, ay, kailangan mag-submit pa. But anyway, would like to request the Honorable Sangguniang Secretary if there is such provision on the automatic tax exemption to be given to BOI registered enterprises. Ano po ba ang specific provision? Anong number po? Ano po nakalagay dyan sa MOA? Because I'm just particular, Madam Presiding Officer, about the possible implication. Because between Muntinlupa, for example, and Santa Rosa, halimbawa lang po, no? Or Binyang, or San Pedro, sasabihin ngayon ng potential investor, dito sa Santa Rosa, automatic, hindi na kami kailangan mag-submit. Then they will go to the other LGU instead of Muntinlupa. Just want to be cleared on that particular point because it will have a serious implication on attracting investors to Muntinlupa.
Wala pong definite na provision, but you can read item number 5.
5.
Yeah. Only for the exemption for 6 years and 4 years.
Pioneer lang. Sa Pioneer business.
Because my impression, Madam Presiding Officer, is that the legal office is actually proposing an amendment to the MOA by providing that it is not automatic. So, if that is something that will amend the MOA, I'm quite concerned because it might affect the attractiveness of Muntinlupa compared to the other LGUs which are not providing such non-automatic exemption.
Part of the exemption kasi is, parang nung na-discuss namin was yung mga pioneer businesses. So, yung mga pioneer, kasi nung tinanong ko what does a pioneer business mean, yun po yung mga businesses na wala pa dito sa Muntinlupa or actually on the national level.
Yung mga bago.
So yung mga bago. So sila po yung mga exempted talaga for the business tax. Yun nga lang, kailangan nila mag-submit ng mga documents nila. So from my understanding.
I would just like to ensure that the legal office will further review this matter, Madam Presiding Officer, so that it will not operate as a hindrance or an obstacle to promoting investment per se.
Okay.
No? Because again, what is one of the concerns of the investors, whether foreign or local, is that they go through the bureaucratic red tape. Bakit kailangan pa mag-submit ng marami? Nakalagay naman, pag BOI registered enterprise, exempted. And then pagdating sa local, ang dami pang nire-require. I just want to avoid that kind of an impression that we are adding another layer of bureaucratic red tape. That will be a disincentive to the foreign or local investor.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Floor. Recognize ko muli si Attorney Reg dahil nauna siya. And then, Councilor Patty Catibong kayo.
In relation po to what Majority Floor Leader Attorney Coro just said, my question is, naka-reflect po ba yung legal opinion na yung phrase na not automatic sa MOA? Because if it's not reflected, yung phrase na yun dun sa MOA itself, hindi siya mababasa ng mga potential investors na ay hindi pala automatic. But if another suggestion, recommendation is, katulad yan, section, paragraph 5, implement section 133G. If we can rephrase that to make it more attractive na in accordance with BOI, PEZA law, i-comply natin yung law. So parang it's automatic na we will comply to the law na exempted talaga. But kung hindi reflected dun sa MOA na hindi siya automatic. So I think walang
During the public hearing with the presence of Attorney Celine Palacol, actually to quote siya, nagsabi niyan, yung exact words na yan, na it can be exempted but it needs to, hindi siya automatic. Yun lang, end of it.
At Councilor Patty Cati muna and then... Okay, Councilor Jedy Presedy, you are recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Presiding Officer. Ako po ay member po ng committee at ako po ay nakasuporta po sa aming chairperson po. At siguro isang halimbawa lang po, na halimbawa meron po tayong inspector ng DPLO. Tapos yung inspector po natin, nagpunta po sa isang business at hinahanap niya po yung bakit hindi nagbabayad ng permit ito. So bilang protection din po ng business, kailangan niya po mag-submit ng requirements sa ating pong mga opisina po sa city government. So parang nagpapasintabing yung private company na mag-invest na kami ay hindi magbabayad dahil may exemptions kami. So yun yung logic naman. Kaya po merong provisions na provided that the company shall submit yung requirements. But it does not necessarily mean naman na there's another layer of red tape. Kasi yung same requirement naman, di ba po, yung same requirement po na in-apply dun po sa mga Board of Investment Programs, yung isasabit po sa atin, at siguro may additional lang po certain requirements, pero halos parehas lang po yun. At beneficial naman po ito sa mga company, kasi unang-una, walang magiging conflict na parang binaypass tayo sa city government na basta hindi kami magbabayad kasi nag-submit na kami sa national, hindi na kami magsasubmit sa local. So may parang ganong courtesy naman po sa atin. Kaya may mga ganong legal opinion. Kaya ako po ay buong pusong nakasuporta po sa chairperson po namin sa committee po. Thank you. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Councilor Jedy Presedy. Councilor Bongkayaw, you are recognized.
Morning po. Ako rin po ay buong pusong sumusuporta po rito. But, ayun po, yung aking concern lang po is nabanggit ng ating majority floor leader yung word na bureaucracy. So, may gusto lang din po kasi akong linawin dun sa report, particularly sa letter C. sa letters E po,
Sa committee report.
committee report.
Letter C.
Because aside po doon sa tax exempt na mga BOI registered companies, yung concern ko rin is for the purpose of transparency and fairness. I-take note po natin na yung mga BOI registered companies, mga big companies to, and we have here in Muntinlupa mga small and medium enterprises still, diba? Pero nabanggit po kasi sa report, so baka pwede po tayo mabigyang linaw, mag-establish po ng green lane for strategic investments para ma-facilitate, ma-expedite, ma-streamline yung process. Pero para po to sa mga BOI registered businesses. Di ba po? Yun yung nabanggit sa report. Baka pwede pong mabigyan po natin ng linaw yung patungkol po dito sa establishment ng green lane for strategic investments ng mga BOI registered businesses.
Okay. So, yung Green Lane strategic investment, kasi yung nag-attend was, he was the head of the Green Lane. So, ang purpose nun is, gagawa, yung ating LAPO, magkakaroon sila ng parang point person kung sino yung kailangan nilang makausap sa BOI. Ang purpose kasi nun is to facilitate yung mga businesses na papasok sa atin, tsaka yung mga kukuha ng mga lisensya, yung mga permits. So, in case na yung LAPO, yung designated person sa LAPO, siya ang in charge na to coordinate with BOI. So pag halimbawa, ang purpose kasi niyan is yung ease of business, di ba? Yung para mabilis, halimbawa 3 days lang dapat lumabas na yung permits nyo or mga 7 days or 20 days kung medyo complicated. So ang ano niyan is kung halimbawa magkakaroon sila ng problema, kunyari sa tax refund, pwede nilang i-connect yung ang BOI, pwede tayong i-connect sa BIR. Or halimbawa, meron tayong problem with the registration of the company, pwede nila tayong i-connect sa SEC. Yan yung mga non-fiscal incentives na pwedeng itulong ng BOI sa atin. So, ang purpose lang talaga niyan is para mas mapabilis, kasi yun nga yung sinasabi natin, mga red tape, madaming daanan, madaming proseso, sila na yung parang tutulong sa atin para mapabilis lahat ng mga kailangan nyo. Kung halimbawa may problema kayo sa customs, ang BOI din nalalapitan nyo para mailabas yon.
Ang lead department po nito ay yung LAPO ba or BPLO? LAPO, BPLO? LAPO.
Ang nakalagay sa MOA is LAPO.
LAPO. Meron po ba tayong guidelines with regards sa magiging implementation ng Green Lane? Because, again, inuulit ko lang that yung iniisip ko lang din is na magiging implication nitong Green Lane na para sa mga BOI registered businesses. Because, yun nga, kasi meron din tayong mga small and medium businesses.
Yung mga small businesses naman, actually pwede rin sila mag-register sa BOI. Although meron sila yung parang 12 yung kinds of business na yung talagang pinupush nila. Pwede naman, nagpupush din sila yung mga MSME natin na mga businesses. So, hindi naman, porkit hindi, pwede din sila mag-register sa BOI kasi ang purpose ng BOI is for also all of us to find out about yung mga incentives na pwede nilang ibigay. Kasi may mga national incentives na hindi alam ng mga companies or yung mga small businesses or parang paano pa nila mapapalago yung kanilang business. Kasi magbibigay sila ng mga seminars, magbibigay sila ng mga trainings, which all those parang mga startups can actually attend para medyo mag-improve pa yung kanilang businesses.
Ayan. So, yun lang po. Thank you po.
Salamat po. Ako pa yung humiling ng 2 minutes recess. po magpapatuloy.
Okay po, Madam Chair, kung wala na pong karagdagang mga tanong, I move to close the period of discussion. And
Tawagin ko lang po muna si Attorney Reg na
sige.
hindi natuloy
Okay.
kanina bago tayo mag-recess. Opo.
Presiding officer, regarding po ba ito doon sa, yung sa nabanggit po ni Councilor Patty Bongkayaw? Yung doon sa issue po ng green lane or yung designated officer to receive or to accept yung mga concerns ng mga investor, wala tayong dapat ipag-alala na merong na unreasonable tayo sa mga medium or small enterprises because there is a valid classification naman, different class naman yung BOI registered or PEZA registered businesses. Example na lang is binigyan sila ng big tax break ng government. So they belong to a different class. So hindi siya unfair or unreasonable that we provide a green lane. Ang process naman ng pag-apply or pagre-renew is the same. It dumadaan sa BPLO. The LAPO is the assisting person from the LAPO is different from yung pag-renew or pagpa-process ng dokumento. So that, ayun lang po.
Thank you po, Attorney Reggie Anlan Rito. Kung wala na daw, meron pa po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw? Motion to close the period of discussion and seconded by Councilor Arlene Hilapo. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed.
Madam Chair, in the I move to open the period of amendment.
Motion to open the period of amendment seconded by Councilor Sevilla. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now open.
Madam Chair, in the period of amendment, I move that all those who will vote in favor of this resolution be included as co-sponsors of the said resolution.
Any second on the proposed amendment seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlan Rito. Hearing no objection, the said amendment is approved.
I move to close the period of amendment.
Wala na po bang nais na mag-amenda? Kung wala na po, may kahilingan po na isarado na po ang period of amendment seconded by Councilor Patty Katibong Kayao. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed.
So bago po tayo magbotohan, gusto ko po magpasalamat sa mahabang exposure ko dito for today. So I move that we vote on the said resolution.
All those in favor of the said resolution, please raise your right hand.
In favor are Councilors Baez, Rongabilia, Bagatsing, Ampaya, Sevilla, Moldes, Landrito, Martinez, Presnedi, Coro, Abadilla, Hilapo, Bongkayaw, Camilon, Arcilia, Diaz, Niefes, and Attorney Arsiaga. Lahat po nang narito ay sa ngayon.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon, ang nasabi pong resolusyon ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay.
Kalo po ay ang ulat ng Livelihood and Cooperatives chaired by the Honorable Councilor Martinez who conducted this public hearing last January 8 for the following accreditation. Gabay ng Lumikha Multipurpose Cooperative na may matatagpuan sa Ayala Life FGU Center, Madrigal Business Park, Alabang, Muntinlupa City. Bedan Credit Cooperative sa number 8, Don Mariano Boulevard, Kupang, City of Muntinlupa, and PSP Multipurpose Cooperative sa Ina ng Awa Parish Church, Poblacion, Muntinlupa City.
Bago ko po i-recognize si Councilor Martinez, hinihiling po ang katahimikan sa ating pong silid-pulungan.
Magandang umaga
Councilor Martinez, you are recognized.
Magandang umaga po. Galang-galang na kamulo. Honorable Stephanie G. Tevez Wong, Vice Mayor, Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Plaza. True Honorable Councilor, Attorney Roll Call Majority Floor Leader. Dear Ms. Presiding Officer, respectfully submitting you the report of Committee on Livelihood and Cooperative on the result of public hearing held on January 2026 at the Sangguniang Pansod Session Hall, ground floor, People's Center Building, City Hall, regarding the application accreditation of the following. Gabay ng Lumikha Multipurpose Cooperative with office address of S608 Ayala Life FGU Center, Madrigal Business Park, Barangay Alabang, Muntinlupa City. 2. Bedan Credit Cooperative with office address of number 8 Don Manolo Bolivar, Barangay Kupang, Muntinlupa City. 3. Pag-asa sa Paglaya Multipurpose Cooperative with office address of MVP Reservation, Barangay Poblacion. Okay po. Nagkakalang Pangulo, marami po salamat. Basahin ko po ang panukalang resolusyon. Nagkakalang Pangulo. Pwede. Hindi, ganun nga. Hinihiling po na huwag nang basahin ng attendance at basahin ko po ang panukalang resolusyon. Okay?
Motion to dispense the reading of attendees and documents submitted seconded by Councilor Patty Catibong Cayaw. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Discussion. The City Cooperative Development Office endorsed the requirements of emirate under the Ordinance Number 05-040 to the Sangguniang Panlusod for the accreditation of the above mentioned cooperative. 2. The committee found that the above mentioned cooperative complete with all the requirements under the said ordinance, including prior endorsement from the Barangay Council concerned through a resolution. Number 3. One of the preliminary objective of the above-mentioned cooperative to help to improve the quality of the life of these members and officers. 4. The above-mentioned cooperative have their own subject and program for the benefit of their members and their communities, such as lending, credit, and businesses. 5. One of the reason why they are applying for the accreditation is to be one of the beneficiaries and to be part of any activities, program, project implemented by the local government of Muntinlupa. 6. The cooperative office recommended above mentioned cooperative to grant accreditation to the following discussion. A. Complete documents as required by the Sangguniang Panlusod Ordinance. B. Good standing cooperative. C. Partner of the city government of Muntinlupa for all programs, projects, service activities. Willing to attend all training and seminar conducted by the city cooperative office. 7. The additional said above mentioned cooperative had the relevant work of helping the city, committing to their project to empower their employees to their program. 8. The chairman clearly stated the queries and the applying the cooperative and livelihoods group to a sense of being acknowledged by the city council and the privilege being the part of ever-growing city of Muntinlupa. Recommendation. Committee had recommended to adopt resolution to granting the appreciation of accreditation of the gabay ng Lumika Multipurpose Cooperative, Bedan Credit Cooperative, ang pag-asa sa Paglaya Multipurpose Cooperative. Recommended niyo pong Chairman Cornelio M. Martinez, Committee Chairman ng Cooperative. Councilor Amanda Jane Camilon, Vice Chairman. Councilor Atty. Raul Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Councilor Jonas Abedilla, Member. Councilor Walter Arcilla, Member. Councilor Marisa Selmar Baez, Member. Councilor Pati Bongkayo, Member. Ito na ako. Dito na ako. Period of discussion. Kalagalang na Pangulo, hinihiling po buksan ang period of discussion.
There is a motion to open the period of discussion seconded by Councilor Attorney Regia Anlindito. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now open.
Okay na.
Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw?
Okay. Kagalang-galang na Pangulo, iniling ko po na isara ang period of discussion.
Motion to close the period of discussion and open the period of amendment, seconded by Councilor Attorney Rachel Ann Arsiaga. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. Tayo po ay nasa period of amendment. Meron po bang nais na mag-amenda?
Wala na. So, okay po. Ay inihiling po na isara na ang period of amendment.
At pagbotohan.
Pagpotohan na po natin.
Motion to close the period of amendment, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor on the said three resolutions, please raise your right hand.
Para po sa tatlong resolutions, sangayon po si Consel Martinez, Landrito, Moldes, Sevilla, Baez, Ampaya, Rongavilla, Bagatsing, Hilapo, Abadilla, Bongayao, Arcilia, Diaz, Camilon, Coro, Niefes, Arsiaga, at Presnedi. Lahat po ng narito ay sangayon.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon ng nasabi pong mga resolusyon ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay.
Susunod po ang ulat ng Engineering, Public Works and Infrastructure chaired by the Honorable Councilor Francis Ian Bagatsing, who conducted this public hearing last January 6, 2026 on construction agreement with the following projects: renovation of DDRM Resiliency Building, improvement and renovation of the logistic and search and rescue room, and installation of digital locker for the operation center at Barangay Tunasan, at completion works for the construction of Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park Phase 2. This is reposted.
Morning, Madam Chair. May I read to you the copy of the committee report? Kagalang-galang Stephanie Teves Wong, pangalawang punong lungsod, pangulong opisyal sa Sangguniang Palusod ng Muntinlupa, sa pamamagitan ni kagalang-galang Atty. Raul Coro, Majority Floor Leader. Mahal na pangalawang punong lungsod, magalang pong isinusumite ang ulat ng Komite ng Engineering, Public Works and Infrastructure sa resulta ng ginatong pampublikong pandinig noong January 6, 2026 sa silid pulungan ng Sangguniang Panlunsod hinggil sa pagbibigay ng kapangyarihan sa punong lungsod kagalang-galang Rosano Rufino Bibiazon para lumagda sa construction agreement para sa mga sumusunod na proyekto. Number 1, completion works for the construction of Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park Phase 2, Barangay Bayanan, Muntinlupa City, AP Melendres Construction, 3,752,007 pesos and 82 centavos. Number 2, renovation of DRMM Resiliency Building, improvement and renovation of logistics and search and rescue room, and installation of digital lockers for the operation center at Barangay Tunasan, Muntinlupa. Green wall construction, 10,754,994 and 57 centavos. May I be dispensed with the reading of the documents and the attendees, Madam Chair?
Ako pa humihingi ng 1-minute recess.
May I be dispensed with the reading of the attendees?
And
Okay.
doc. There's a motion to dispense the reading of attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Alex Diaz. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Dahako na po tayo sa talakayan at pampublikong pandinig ay naganap hinggil sa kahilingan ng punong lungsod na mabigyan ng kapangyarihan mula sa Sangguniang Panlunsod upang lumagda sa mga kontrata para sa mga proyektong nabanggit sa itaas. Ang lahat ng legal na dokumento at ang proseso ng bidding ay naisagawa ng maayos ng Bids and Awards Committee. Ang approved budget or ABC for the contract para sa mga proyekto ay nagkakahalaga ng sumusunod. Para po dun sa Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park, 3,769,340 and 75 centavos. Renovation of DRMM Resiliency Building, 10,777,765 and 78 centavos. Ang lahat ng mga proyekto ay ipinalathala ng Bids and Awards Committee bilang pagsunod sa implementing rules and regulations ng Republic Act No. 9184 noong mga sumusunod na petsa. para po sa completion of the Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park Phase 2, November 13, 2025, renovation of DRRM Resiliency Building, October 17, 2025. Binuksan ang sealed bid para sa mga nasabing mga proyekto ng mga sumusunod na petsa. Completion works for the construction of Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park, December 2, 2025. Renovation of DRMM Resiliency Building and improvement of renovation logistics. And search and rescue room, November 6, 2025. Ang notice of award ay ipinagkaloob sa contractor sa mga sumusunod na petsa. Completion works for the Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park, nasa December 11, 2025. Renovation of DRRM Resiliency Building, November 28, 2025. Ang tanggapan ng inhenyerya ay nagsagawa at nagsumite ng detailed estimate para sa mga proyekto na nagkakahalaga na sumusunod. Completion works for the construction of Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park, 3,769,340.75 centavos. Renovation of DRMM Resiliency Building, 10,777,765.78 centavos. Proyekto. Ang Bids and Awards Committee po ay nagsagawa ng sumusunod na resolusyon para sa mga nasabing proyekto para po sa completion works of the construction of Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park. Ito po ang resolution number 2025-Infra 0046 para po sa renovation of DRMM Resiliency Building. Ito po ang resolution number 2025-Infra 0042. Ang halagang ilalaan para sa mga proyekto ay manggagaling sa mga sumusunod na budget. Para po sa completion works for the construction of Bayanan Lakeshore, 2025 Executive Budget under Infra Fund. Para po sa renovation of DRMM Resiliency Building, 2025 Executive Budget under the 5% local DRRM STF Fund po. Magalang na inirekomenda ng komite na mabigyan ng kapangyarihan ang punong lungsod Kagalang-Galang Rosiano Rufino Bibiason na lumagda sa mga kontrata para sa mga panukalang proyekto na nakasaad sa itaas. Ito po ay inaprubahan at nilagdaan po ng Komite ng Inhenyerya, Infrastruktura at Pampublikong Paggawain. Ang inyong lingkod po bilang tagapangulo at ang lahat po ng miyembro. Sa dako pong ito, hinihiling ko po na masuspend na paloob na ating tunin upang ang dalawa pong panukala ay atin na pong matalakay, Madam Chair.
Motions to internal rules still suspended. So tayo po ngayon ay nasa period of discussion. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw?
For the first resolution po, may I read to you the title? A resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Rosana Rufino Bibiason in behalf of the City Government of Muntinlupa to enter into and sign the construction agreement with AP Melendres Construction for the completion works of the Bayanan Lakeshore Public Park Phase 2 in the amount of 3,752,007 pesos and 82 centavos, which amount shall be taken from the 2025 Executive Budget under Infra Fund. Handa na po niyo likod, meron po nais magtanong o maglinaw?
Kinikilala po, Councilor Jedy Presedy, susundan po ni Councilor Amanda Camilon.
Thank you po, Ma'am Presiding Officer. Siguro, recommendation lang po. Kasi marami po tayo mga property sa city government, yung medyo malalaki po yung space. Ito pong sports complex, ito pong sa Bayanan Baywalk, meron po yung Packwood, meron po tayong nabili doon po sa Kupang gagawing sports complex. Maganda po siguro meron po tayong sa City Council na ma-approve po siguro ng mga site development plan. Kasi para makita po natin yung unti-unting development, tsaka yung facing po natin. Kasi malalaki po itong area na to. Tapos, para mas maganda po yung planning po natin for the future.
Yes.
Yun naman po, recommendation lang po. Thank you po.
I agree with the observation of Councilor Jedy Presedy and noted po on that we'll discuss this with the City Engineering Office and probably with the Planning Office po. Especially right now na marami po tayong, tama po yun, specifically meron po tayong malaking property na binili sa Barangay Kupang and ito po yata base po sa plano ng ating Punulusot ay gagawin pong parang sports complex po para sa mga taga-District 2. Sige po. Well, very well noted po doon sa observation ni Councilor Jedy Presedy, Madam Chair.
Thank you po.
Thank you po, Councilor Jedy. Kinikilala po, Councilor Amanda Camilon.
Morning, Madam Presiding Officer. Just small details banda saan tong exactly yung ito yung malaking
Yes.
open space doon.
Ito yung malapit po doon sa OSCA Center sa may likod. The area po is almost 4,000 square meters. And ito po ay phase 2 kasi yung phase 1 po ang unang nagpagawa po nito is yung MMDA. So, ito po ay completion lang. Just to share with you the project details po. Ito po ilalagyan ng perimeter fence, steelworks, may mga restroom po ito. Meron din po itong gazebos. Based on the engineering office, lalagyan po ito ng 11 gazebos po. So, tapos may painting works din po. And ayun po, lalagyan din po ng lighting and drainage system. So, yun po yung basically mga gagawin po sa completion po nitong bayanan na Lakeshore Park po.
Thank you. Sino when it's done, sino yung papatakbo nito?
It's actually the city government of Muntinlupa pa rin po. Yes po.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you po, Councilor Camilon. Meron pa po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw?
Kung wala na pong nais magtanong o maglinaw, hinihiling po na isara ng period of discussion at dumako na po tayo sa period of amendment, Madam Chair.
Motion to close the period of discussion, seconded by Councilor Attorney Regia Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. Tayo po ay nasa period of amendment.
If there are no more amendments, Madam Chair, may I request that the period of amendment be closed and hinihiling po na dumako na po tayo sa pagpapatibay sa nasabing panukala.
Netong first resolution. Motion to close the period of amendment, seconded by Councilor Attorney Landito. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said resolution, please raise your right hand.
Sa akin po sa ating muluagan, sina Consejal Bagatsing, Rongabilia, Ampaya, Baez, Sevilla, Moldes, Landrito, Martinez, Presnedi, Arsiaga, Coro, Abadilla, Hilapo, Bongcayao, Arcilia, Diaz, Camilon, Niefes. Lahat po nang narito isa ngayon.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon, ang nasabi pong resolusyon ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay.
For the second resolution, hinihiling po na basahin po ang titulo. A resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Rosando Rufino Bibiazon in behalf of the City Government of Muntinlupa to enter into and sign the construction agreement with Green Wall Construction on the renovation of the DRRM Resiliency Building, improvement and renovation of the Logistics and Search and Rescue Room, and installation of digital lockers for the Operation Center at Barangay Tunasan, Muntinlupa City in the amount of 10,754,994 pesos and 57 centavos, which amount shall be taken from the 2025 executive budget under the 5% LDRRM STF. Handa na po yung likod kung meron pong nais magtanong o maglinaw, Madam Chair, sa nasabing panukala.
Tayo po ay nasa period of discussion.
Para po mabigyan ko po ng linaw. Kasi po, nung nakaraang public hearing po, yung hindi po naka-attend yung engineer na in charge po dun sa design. But after po the public hearing, well noted naman po, pinadala po nila yung plano. So just to give a hindsight of the renovation, yung buong second floor po ang i-renovate po. Lalagyan po ito ng locker rooms. Basically, halos yung buong second floor po, almost 300 square meters in floor area. Yun po yung i-renovate doon po sa DRRM building. At specific po dito, lalagay po ng locker rooms. At paglalagay po sila ng storage po nila for the medicines din po. Kasi hiwalay po yung mga gamot na immediate na ginagamit ng disaster po natin, na sa ginagamit po ng City Health. So ito po, medyo maglalagay po ng locker rooms at ng konting mga storage facilities para po doon sa mga immediate na gamot na ginagamit po ng Rescue and Disaster Department po natin, Madam Chair. So magkakaroon din po ng mga ilang conference rooms doon sa second floor at training rooms po. So, yun po.
Paglilinaw lang,
Apo.
yung hindi nakarating ay from engineering office. Pero
Yes,
nandun po ang representative from DRMM. Meron.
Wala rin pong representative yung DRRMO at that time po. But basically naman po, Madam Chair, based on the representative ng Bids and Awards Committee, lahat naman po ng ito ay dumalo naman po nung preliminaries po nung project at nung bidding at nung awarding naman po. At pati po nung planning based on the Engineering Office Department po. Opo, kung wala na pong nais magtanong o maglinaw sa nasabing panukala, hinihiling po na isara na po ang period of discussion at tumako na rin po tayo sa period of amendment, Madam Chair.
Motion to close the period of discussion, seconded by Attorney Regia Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. Tayo po ay nasa period of amendment.
At kung wala po nais mag-amenda, hinihiling po na isara na ang period of amendment at dumako na po tayo sa pagpapatibay sa nasabing panukala, Madam Chair.
Motion to close the period of amendment seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of this said resolution, please raise your right hand.
Sa ngayon po sa ating buluhagan, sina Jose Albagatsing, Rongabilia, Hilapo, Bongcayaw, Arcilla, Diaz, Camilon Abadilla, Ampaya, Baez, Moldes, Sevilla, Coro, Niefes, Arsiaga, Presnedi, Landrito at Martinez. Lahat po nagnarito ay sa ngayon.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon ng nasabi pong resolusyon ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay.
Para po sa ating business for the day, kautosang panglusod na nagtatakda ng alituntunin sa pagpapaubaya ng bayad o waiver of payment ng mga miyembro ng Tricycle Operators and Drivers Association para sa bayad ng prangkisa dahil sa pansamantalang pagpasasara ng kalsada at ang pag-amyenda sa kautosang panglusod 96-66.
Councilor Ting Niefes, Chairperson of Committee on Transpo, you are recognized.
Thank you. Magandang umaga po, Madam Chair. Hinihiling ko po sa kapulungan na may pagpaliban ng nasabing ordinansa sapagkat kailangan pong magpatawag ng ikalawang pampublikong pagdinig.
Marami pong salamat. Kahilingan po ng pagpaliban, seconded by Councilor Jonas Abadilla. Hearing no objection, the matter is scheduled for second reading.
Para po sa ating unassigned business, implementing rules and regulations of City Ordinance 2025-32, otherwise known as an ordinance providing guidelines on the creation and issuance of Muntinlupa Citizen Identification Card, its function, process, and appropriating funds therefore.
Majority Floor Leader, you are recognized.
Madam Presiding Officer, since this representation is the chairman of the Committee on Rules, which conducted the public hearing on the said ordinance, I am referring the matter to the same committee, Committee on Rules, and the public hearing will be held on Wednesday at 2 p.m. for the information of our Sangguniang Secretary. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you po. Majority po.
Para po sa ating mga liham, una po ay Barangay Annual Audit Report on Barangay Poblacion, City of Muntinlupa for the year ended December 31, 2024.
This matter is for the information of the members of the City Council, so the same can be accessed through our Sangguniang Secretary. Next item.
Notice of the Metro Manila Councilors League and the Philippine Councilors League NCR officers. First joint meeting of MMCL and PCL-NCR on January 15, 6 p.m. at Westside Grill, Main Lobby, Wakwak Golf and Country Club.
Our official representative to the MMCL, the Honorable Councilor Ryan Bagatsing, is hereby requested to attend the said meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Ibang bagay na pag-uusapan po.
Tayo po ay nasa other matters. Meron po bang nais na mag-discuss? May mga matter to be discussed. Councilor Alexon Diaz, you are recognized.
Salamat po ng marami sa inyong pagkilala, mahal na tagapangulo. Hinihiling ko po na sa ating mga kasama na mapagbigyan po ako na mabasa yung aking committee report under the Committee on Public Order, Security, and Safety. Sa pahintulad din po ng ating Majority Floor Leader.
You may proceed po.
Okay. Thank you very much po. January 11, 2026, Committee Report. Honorable Vice Mayor Stephanie G. Teves Wong, Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer, Sangguniang Panlungsod ng Muntinlupa, through Honorable Councilor Attorney Raul Coro, Majority Floor Leader, dear Vice Mayor Teves Wong, respectfully submitting to your good office the report of the Committee on Public Order, Security, and Safety on the result of the public hearing held on January 9, 2026 at the Session Hall regarding the proposed Peace and Order Public Safety PAPS Plan for the period 2026 until 2028 for the adoption of the City Council. Hinihiling ko po, mahal na tagapangulo, na ipagpaliban na po ang pagbasa ng mga attendees.
Motion to dispense the reading of attendees and documents submitted, seconded by Councilor Dado Moldes. Hearing no objection, the said motions are approved.
Discussion. The proposed PAPS plan for the years 2026 until 2028 is a product of series of consultations and workshops headed by the City Planning Office together with all the other departments and agencies like DAPCO, POSO, PNP, Muslims Affairs, SSD, Sagip, MTMB, City Security Office, DDRM, Bureau of Fire, City Health Office, BJMP, Lake Management Office, Mayor's Office, BJMP, and the City Legal Office. The POPs plan contains the city's peace and order plan of the said departments and agencies for the years 2026 until 2028. The said plan is required by the national government through the Department of the Interior and Local Government Memorandum Circular Number 2022-118. The said POPs plan is in line with the 7K agenda of the current administration of Honorable Mayor Rosano Rufino B. Biazon under the Kapayapaan at Kaayusan, and is also in consonance with the annual investment plan of the City Planning Office. The formulation and approval of the city's POPs plan is also a requirement in utilizing the city's approved budget. As to the discussion of the committee with all the departments and agencies involved, it is worth to note that our proposed POPs plan for the years 2026 until 2028 contains strategies and PPAs which are almost the same as the current POPs plan for years 2023 to 2025. On the other hand, some of the notable innovations are the following. The construction of PNP training facility located at Barangay Kupang, the reorganization and the recognition of Salam police volunteers, the implementation of Balay Silangan Reformatory Facility by the DAPCO, MTMB's consultancy and data gathering for a local public transport route plan in coordination with the University of the Philippines, DDRM's various relevant trainings for its personnel, the crafting of Muntinlupa Comprehensive Drainage Master Plan, and the renovation of the DDRM's office. Notably, the listed PPAs under the City Health Office went down to 4 items from the previous 60 items due to the reduction of its programs concerning COVID-19 response. Also, the BJMP gladly reported that the congestion rate of our jail facility located at Barangay Tunsan went down to 1,700 from the previous 2,400%. They also gave an update regarding the current construction of our new jail facility located at Barangay Putatan, which they expect to be built within the next 2 years. Should there be a need to revise the POPs plan, a Peace and Order Council resolution shall be passed, which shall then be duly approved by the local Sangguniang. Subsequent accomplishments reports based on the POPs plan formulated shall be reported and encoded to the Peace and Order Public Safety Plan Policy Compliance Monitoring System, which is a wave-enabled system that monitors plan formulation, funding requirements, and accomplishments in order to resolve issues identified by our LGU. The committee hereby recommends the adoption of the Peace and Order and Public Safety POPs plan for the periods of 2026 until 2028. Mahal na tagapangulo, magalang ko pong inihiling na suspindihan ang ating panloob na alituntunin.
Internal will still suspended, so we are now in the period of discussion.
Kahilingan ko po, nabuksan po ang ating hapag para sa anuman pong pagtatanong o paglilinaw.
Motion to open the period of discussion seconded by Councilor Attorney Regia Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now open. Meron po bang nais na magtanong o maglinaw?
Okay. Kung wala naman po, mahal na tagapangulo, hinihiling ko po na isara po ang panahon ng discussion.
Motion to close the period of discussion. Tayo po ay dumako sa period of amendment seconded by Councilor Jonas Abadilla. Hearing no objection, the period of discussion is now closed. Tayo po ay nasa period of amendment.
Kung wala po gusto mag-amenda, kahilingan po na pagtibayin na din po natin ang nasabing resolution.
Motion to close the period of amendment seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandito. Hearing no objection, the period of amendment is now closed. All those in favor of the said resolution, please raise your right hand.
In favor are Councilors Diaz, Arcelia, Bongkaya, Camilon, Yefes, Coro, Presnedi, Arsiaga, Abadilla, Hilapo, Rongavilla, Ampaya, Bagatsing, Vaez, Sevilla, Moldes, Landrito, at Martinez. Lahat po nararekto, Sir Mike.
Dahil ang lahat po ng narito ay sumasang-ayon ng nasabi pong resolusyon ay atin na pong formal na pinagtitibay. Meron pa po bang nais na may i-discuss sa atin pong other matter? Kung wala na po, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Attorney Raul Coro, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for the record, before the adjournment, we would like to extend our congratulations to the all new lawyers who passed the recent bar 2025 bar examinations. And in our discussion this morning with the Honorable Mayor, we will get the list of all those who pass, who are residents of Muntinlupa City, so that they will be honored in our one of our flag raising ceremonies, Madam Chair. So with that, Madam Chair, we conclude our 27th regular session this morning. And if there are no other matters to discuss, I move that we adjourn our 27th regular session.
Motion to adjourn our 27th regular session, seconded by Councilor Attorney Reggie Anlandrito. Hearing no objection, our 27th regular session is now adjourned.